enter into winter. So in this Karthik Poornima, we get an amazing opportunity to actually worship Krishna. Hmm? So on this day, the full moon becomes very powerful, and this full moon we are having the longest eclipse. Hmm? So I'm just sharing this on my Facebook feed. Karthik Poornima meditation. Nakshtranam. Aham Sashi. So Krishna says of the stars, I am the moon. So that is a wonderful thing. So moon is considered the husband of all the stars. And of all the stars, the most wonderful star is Rohini. So Rohini is the birth star of Krishna, and this is very close. The moon today is very close to the birth star of Krishna. So that is why Karthik, this Kritika month. So Karthik Poornima is actually because if it is in the moon is in the Kritika Nakshatra. So Kritika Nakshatra, Karthik Poornima. So Kartika, the month. So whichever nakshatra the moon is in, that nakshatra becomes the name of the month. So for example, if it is in Chitta nakshatra, it becomes Chaitra Purnima, right? So in the Karthik, so it goes to Kritika nakshatra, so it becomes Kartika Purnima. So this month, so we are going into the Karthik Poornima. It's really wonderful on this day. Now the thing is, for Taurus, this is in the Taurus. So in Taurus, we find that it is the Kala Purusha, the head and the neck. So the face, head, neck. So all this comes in the first two houses in the horoscope, astrology, we find. So this is affecting the head and the neck. And we find that the heads of state, I did it in my astrology, I shared a video also in our groups. If you view that, it's a 15-minute video. So then I explained that this is going to be especially very difficult for all the heads of state as usual, but it's not a peaceful period. It's a period where many countries are seeking to be at war. So we find that, for example, China wants to be at war, and there are many other countries who want to help China be at war. Some countries want to be at peace, but somehow Turkey, like you see, now we saw the small conflict, Azerbaijan and others, but mostly the war is in terms of economic control, which has been there for centuries. But now this economic control and all this, so how is it going to affect us? In this, it's a lot of a bio war which is already going on with this. Now we find there is also a lot of natural calamities which are coming in, and we find a surge of cases in Europe and USA right now, right? All these things going on. So what is the path for us? What is the benefit of understanding this? Now we understand that at this time, what is very important for us is our self-immunity, is a very calm mind. Now, especially in winter times, winter is the time of Vata. Your Vata increases. So Vata increases means I've seen, so I was living in East Coast a few years ago, and especially in winter, I saw like depression, because sun goes down early, right? Now it's already dark. Most of you are already in the, it's dark. So what happens? It has an effect on the mind. So at this time, the more we engage in, we have to slow down, we have to focus more on meditation. So from this eclipse, it's a very challenging period. Okay, so we have to intensify our meditation at this time. One should not eat, one should be very careful in terms of eating. One should not eat any fried foods, for example, in the winter. Oily, fried, dry foods. Not eat many fruits also. In winter we don't eat much fruits also. Why? Because fruits are also cold. You can get cold very quickly. So one should have always juicy foods. So juicy foods means like soups, kanji, khichdi, all these things. So all these are, dietary wise, these are very beneficial. Now at the same time, this is a very good time to get into a good exercise. What happens in summer is that pitta is high, it's hot. So when you get into heavy strenuous exercise, the heat is too much, right? So the pitta shouldn't rise beyond a certain point. Whereas right now, this is a good time for good exercise and meditation. So this period, right now, this autumn to winter, we can intensify our practice. And we have to keep it that way for the coming couple of years. So hopefully this is the last year when this big surge happens, next couple of months. And don't look at too much into the news. That's the best thing we can do for mental health. don't watch, because there will be all these, most of that is false information, right? We don't really know what's behind the scenes. So that is our problem. See, there's so many people with so much agenda, migrant crisis, this, that. So everybody's running with some agenda. And there is always news that is given to provoke you. Now what happens every time we get provoked, every time we get stressed, there's actually a disturbance in the brain activity also. And more we get angry, upset, we lose brain power. We see that our lot of our brain is also it's also liquid, right? So it is what we call as kapha. There is a cerebrospinal fluid. So when you get depressed, when you get angry, when you get upset, all these things, it causes a brain damage. In fact, those who have chronic anger, so there are holes in the brain. So if you want, you can, there is a TED talk by a doctor who scanned about 83,000 brains. And he gives a summary. He says that if you simply, by habit, if you get into anger, fighting, if you think that's okay, if you get into chronic depression, chronic stress, so it causes severe damage to the brain. So in the context of health, it's very important. It's very important to always remain cheerful. We should always be happy. There is no reason not to be happy. We should be very grateful that we understand, especially today is Karthik Poornima, we understand Krishna. So we have a good family. Just that fact should make you happy, right? You have a good family, you have wife, you have kids, or you have husband, you have kids, you have a nice house. I mean, can you imagine what great fortune it is? So that's the thing. If you really understand that, that is it's a great fortune. So this is, I did in the mind meditation also on Monday. I did that. My focus was, my wife was telling me, I heard 5 minutes of yours and you are selling, you cannot replace your kidneys or this body organs. Just value what you have. It's amazing. So Krishna, if you understand that Krishna says, of all the senses, I am the mind. Right? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, of the senses, I am the mind. So the mind is a representative of Krishna. So mind can take us to liberation, or mind can take us to, our next destination. And Krishna says, with this mind, that if this mind is full of Krishna at the time of death, what happens? You go to spiritual world. So this is the meditation that we are going to do on this Karthik Poornima. Krishna says that Ante kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram, that the most important type of meditation, the mind should become pure. We see that Bhishma Dev on his deathbed, he tells Krishna, marry my daughter. He is not even married. Who is his daughter? His pure mind. He offers his pure mind to Krishna. So when our mind is pure, then the mind becomes your best friend, because the power of the mind is such. That's why Krishna says, of the senses I am the mind. The mind is so powerful. But imagine the mind that we are using today, the degree to which we are using our mind today is so much material. Therefore, we are subjected to so much stress and disease. Whereas the mind has so much power and potential, you can completely come out of any stress and you can achieve a much higher level of peace, happiness, focus. So therefore, this Karthik Poornima, so every Poornima, so the moon comes to this full strength, and we have a great opportunity to do a meditation on the moon. Okay, let's start that. So Nakshtranam Aham Sashi. So Krishna says, of all the nakshatras, I am the moon. So where is the moon in you? The mind. Of the senses, I am the mind, and of the stars I am the moon. So connect the both. So moon is responsible for all the water, for the water in your body. In astrology, moon is responsible for water and blood flow. Bone marrow is Mars, but blood is moon. So imagine your blood, your strength, it is all because of moon. The mind is because of the moon. All right. So, all right, so let's begin today. First of all, let's balance the 5 elements with the Hakini Mudra. Touch the tips of all the fingers. All right, if some of, we have 2 people on camera, if we can have more, that will be nice. Because the more people I see, I also feel very enthused. if we can see each other, it gives more energy. So let's feel the pulse. We are preparing for the eclipse. So eclipse is the great time to meditate. So you meditate on the Lord, on healing, then in the eclipse you get 1,000 times more effect. So let's feel the pulse, balance the elements, begin with the ring finger. Right, feel a good pulse in the ring finger, little finger. Now the thumb, the fire element, the index finger, air element, middle finger, ether element. Wonderful, feel the pulse. Now as you feel the pulse, all 5 fingers, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, all the elements coming to balance. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhumirapana yukham mana buddhireva cha ahankaramiti amme bhinna prakritirashtadha. So all these elements are the external energy. mind, intelligence, and ego, but they are all the material energy of Krishna. Now, as these elements become balanced, what happens? So, we are the soul, and the soul, the next layer to the soul is the intelligence and the mind, the subtle body, and then the kapha pitta vata, made up of the five elements. So, your mind should become transparent. So balance of the mind depends on the balance of the moon. So moon is lunar, so lunatic. So the thing is, if the moon can balance the mind, moon can unbalance the mind. So we are praying to the moon today, just like Lord Shiva is holding the moon on his head. So Lord Shiva is giving the strength. The moon god is on his head. He is completely in control of his mind. In fact, none of the poisons, so if you meditate on the snakes around his neck, none of the material poison bothers him. So you can imagine the beautiful Lord Shiva who is sitting in Padmasana in the Himalayas. He's a great devotee. He has the moon on his head. And today he is meditating on Lord Sankarsana, the Vishnu form, on Krishna. That is his pure meditation. Because he has the moon, the mind completely under control. When the Ganga, the flow of water, is controlled in his head by his hair. So Lord Shiva controls the powerful flow of the torrential water on his head. So if you meditate on the beautiful Lord Shiva, his limbs are so powerful, his calves, his thighs, they are mystical. They are not, our strength is not just muscular. Lord Krishna, if you see, is very lean and is very beautiful, yet he is all powerful. So the power is not about muscles. The power is the inner strength, the prana. So similarly, Lord Shiva, it is spiritual strength, but it is all prana. All the yogis are very lean, very powerful though. It's all the power of prana. So the moon is also representing. So now meditate on the beautiful moon on the dark night. So the representative of Krishna. Now he gives, now can you imagine that the moon gives power to the tides, high tides. Now you can imagine the moon and a beautiful ocean on a dark night. It rises, it rises, it rises. Just like the waves of the ocean. So in your body, every thought within you, that is from the moon. So the mind is your moon. It creates a wave in your body. So just like the pull of the moon creates a wave, tide, hurricane in the ocean. So similarly, when we become depressed, angry, so there is a hurricane. So your blood flow increases. There is a increase, decrease of pressure. It's all because of your moon, the mind. So you have to calm. So first of all, you have to calm the elements because the mind feeds on the senses. The senses are made up of the kapha pitta vata, which is made up of the five elements. So as the elements are balanced, the input to the mind becomes very, very calm. So mind can connect both external to the gross elements as well as internal to the subtle elements. It itself is the subtlest subtle element. Intelligence is even finer. When the mind becomes clear, intelligence is perceived. Feel a wonderful balance in your body, all the blood, all the water. So we are harnessing the power of the moon. So from this mudra, you will feel a wonderful balance of all the elements. I'm finding like all the tips, like a powerful energy is flowing at the tips of all the fingers. You feel very powerful energy. So the next mudra, as you do this, is you just open up your hands like this. You touch the thumbs, okay? Now this is the Chandra Mudra. So the mudra for Chandra Vikshana. So now you should close your eyes, and as you are holding this, just like when you hold a cell phone camera, you look at through the camera lens. So now you are looking through this. And again you have to imagine the beautiful moon. So usually this is done sitting outside looking at the moon. So today is of course the eclipse, so we will not look at the moon, but we will imagine the full moon. You can imagine the blood red moon or the orange moon, or even once in a while the moon becomes blue, what we call the blue moon. So we are praying to the moon. You can make your hands comfortable, just bring it closer to the body. So if you hold it further away, it's closer, it's more easier to hold. So you can now meditate on the palms, and you'll feel a beautiful energy in your palms. So because today is the full moon, so we won't do the asanas, so we'll do it tomorrow. So on the full moon, you focus on just the meditation. So you're focusing on the palms. There's a beautiful flow of energy between the palms, thumbs, healing energy, healing, very calm. Now relax all your facial muscles. Now all you have to meditate on is the healing in your heart. Now you have to imagine a very peaceful water, like a river or a lake, very peaceful lake in the Himalayas. And there is the moon there. In the moonlight, the lake is very calm. You are sitting on the bank of the lake. Relax the whole body, sitting in the same meditative position. You are looking at the moon. And you are bathing in the moon rays. Now you have to feel fully relaxed, all your anxieties very, very calm. The calm you are, no anxiety can touch you. As you feel the energy of the moon, you will feel very protected, very strong. Your eyes will become more relaxed. Basically, your eyelids, when you close the eyes, if they are relaxed, you'll feel a calmness in the eyelids. So, right now, in my palms, so keep your fingers closer I'm feeling a lot of heat energy, very healing energy in the palms. So this is the Chandra Mudra. Now release the hands. You can close the palms like this, halfway, and kind of tilt it a little bit facing each other. So this is the Ardha Chandra Mudra. So you are facing the moon, energy in your palms. Very, very calm, relaxed forehead, relaxed the facial muscles. Very energetic, very calm actually. So you'll feel a beautiful circulation, like a little bit of heat energy in your palm area if you become aware of the palms. So now we pray to the moon, we make a prayer to the moon. Ayushyam tejamarogyam dehi me. So dehi me, so make your hands like this. Dehi me. Havyavahana, hold it like this. So once again we hold it like this. 3 times we have to do. Ayusham tejamarogyam. Now hold like this. Dehi me. Havyavahana. Ayusham tejamarogyam dehi me. Havyavahana. So now let's do the Prana Mudra and meditate on the blessings. So this is the month of love and devotion, Karthik, Kritika Nakshatra, full moon of the Kritika Nakshatra. And so on this day, so you touch the thumb, little finger, ring finger as you hold it upward. So this, now whatever we have done, we remember, we energize. So the moon is Krishna. So the energy of the moon is Krishna. Our mind is also a representative of Krishna. So when we keep our mind calm, we get the complete blessings of the moon, complete energy from the moon. And moon is also responsible for our health because moon gives, the moon rays are, the sun rays and the moon rays are responsible for energy and vision. So as you hold this mudra, you will feel a beautiful energy go up. So the prana. So on this Karthik Poornima, so whatever we have vrata or the austerities we have practiced during the month of Karthik, and dietary control, sense control that we have done. So we kind of today pray to the moon to accept our offerings and give us Ayusham, that is long life, Tejam, that is strong intelligence, Arogyam, that is Ojas. So Prana, Ojas and Tejas. So 3 important strengths so that we can execute the mission, execute our goal of our life. So this Prana Mudra. So Prana. So this Prana is nothing but an expansion of Vishnu, Krishna. Om Pranaya Namaha. Om Apanaya Namaha. Om Samanaya Namaha. Om Udanaya Namaha. Om Vyanaya Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Hari So we feel completely purified. And as I am remembering Lord Shiva, the great yogi, as I am sitting in Prana Mudra, I also remember Lord Narsimha, the protector, to purify your hearts. Then Lord Shiva is sitting in a powerful meditation, and imagine the beautiful hands of Lord Shiva, very energetic, very powerful, giving you blessings. His moon on his head. When Lord Shiva dances, the whole universe, all the negativeness is destroyed. All the negativity is destroyed. He is the origin of yoga. So meditate, you are in the Himalayas at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, taking his blessings. And on this Karthik Poornima day, Lord Shiva himself is meditating on Krishna. He is dancing profusely with the full moon, with the full energy. And all the residents of Kailas are meditating on Krishna, are dancing in joy. Lord Shiva does the most beautiful dance, playing his damaru, the most ecstatic dance, because he is also one of the gopis on this Karthik Purnima. Lord Shiva is dancing in great joy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Feel a very healing energy right from your brain. The middle of the brain is the top part, the crown chakra, the pineal gland, is the seat of prana, ojas, and tejas. Feel the energy there, the whole body healing and coming to a pranic balance. Very ecstatic day today with the dance of Lord Shiva, with the beauty of Krishna. So today we take the wonderful blessings, purify our body and mind. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now join your hands. We'll do the final prayer. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. May you get all the blessings of the full moon and happy Karthik Purnima.